So this question here, man, because we in Brazil we get this thing about like being a sick cunt and like you know when they say go out get bitches, you know, gang is gonna gang and all that stuff. So have this kind of like feeling like we can't have feelings, bro. We gotta go out there. We gotta live like. Gotta, you know, fuck women and like enjoy life, you know, and like in a way like you don't get involved and like you just do whatever you want to do. And like, so the question is actually, have you ever suffered for someone?
Have I ever suffered for someone? Do you mean
a girl? Yeah, a girl.
Yes, I have. I think we all have at one point in our lives. We all have, you know, that one girl or girls that have come into our lives and like kind of like
shaken
us a little bit, you know, and taken us off our pedestal a bit. But I mean, I have had that encounter myself, bro. And you know, it's shit, but it happens like to the best of us, you know. Yeah,
it happens. And what about Zyzz? Do you think he? Do you remember as like?
See, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what he would have been like today. You know, today if he was still around, he would have been 29 years old. So you have to remember, if Zyzz was around today, he'd be a lot more mature than what he was when he passed away at only 22 years of age. So the mentality that Zyzz had at 22 years of age, we have to remember, this was a mentality of a young man.
A young man?
A very young man who's...
the biggest moment of his life.
Who's living the best years of his life to the best of his ability, how he wanted to. Which is, you know, it's all awesome and plausible, but a 22-year-old, and I feel like if Zyzz was with us today, his mentality would be completely different.
Yeah.
He'd still have the same core elements of just, you know, being like just being a fucking alpha, sick cunt, and always following whatever goal he chased. But in terms of women, I feel he would have settled down.
Yeah.
I feel he would have settled down.
But do you remember, has he suffered from women back in the past? Like, do you remember something like that?
Girlfriends? Yeah, no, he definitely has. He has. Yeah. He was very secretive about it. Like he didn't he didn't really like to tell too many people, and he kind of like kept a secret from his friends and from me. And he didn't want people to see the weak side of him. You know what I mean?
Did you guys have this kind of conversation
about women?
Yeah.
About girlfriends? Never.
Never.
He would never tell me his feelings about his girlfriends. Never. He would tell me his feelings about sluts and like gangers and like random girls, like because you know no one gives a fuck. But when it comes to like the women he loved, like because he did have a girlfriend for 3 years.
Oh,
yeah,
like
El
for
Palma.
3 years. But was that for 3 years? I thought
3
it was
years.
1 year, bro.
3 years, bro. 3 years on and off, yeah.
On and off.
So a lot of people didn't know that he was actually in a long-term serious relationship, but
oh wow.
Yeah, he was always in and out of that relationship. So a lot of his behavior was attributed to the fact that, you know, he was unhappy in a long-term relationship. So every time they'd fight or come out, he'd be going out and going crazy and, you know, going out and enjoying himself. So women fucking drive us mental, bro, is what I'm trying to say, you know? The women can do a lot to us, so.
That's true, true.
He did have a few of those girls that kind of did that to him.
The question now is, this is a good question, man. I want to know this too.
Sure.
So it's Edu Fitch. So Edu Fitch, his name is probably Eduardo. And he put like his name, like
the user comment,
yeah. So he's asking, was that you who taught Zyzz how to hit on women, or what?
I think that's a skill that he learned himself, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think any man needs to be taught that skill. You know what I mean? I think it kind of comes from within, you know. So. No, I think he picked up pretty quickly himself. He didn't need any teachings from me now.
Okay, so let me like, I'll put a question here. I know this question is here somewhere. I'll look for this question, but I want to already make this question. So tell me about the craziest, thing you remember that As did with women. Like, let's say one night he brought like 4 women to your house, like, because your parents were there, right? Your parents were there living with you.
Can I be 100% honest?
You can be 100% honest. Yeah, please.
He's not as crazy as what people think.
Oh, really?
He didn't have the time to really show how crazy it could be. You know what I mean? Like he was only just getting started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to remember, like he was in a relationship if he passed at 22, He was in a relationship for 3 years. So he was in a relationship from 19 to 22.
Do you think he would
He
get
lost
married?
his virginity. He lost his virginity at 17 years old. So that's only 5 years of fucking. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So I feel like if he would have been around today, he would have had 200-300 plus girls.
Bro, he lost his virginity.
17.
17. Wow. Yeah. That's
A late bloomer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he didn't
So
start.
that was a girl.
No, it was a boy, bro. Who else would he lose it to? Of course it was a girl.
No, I mean, the name of the girl you just said, that was the girl he's been like for like 3 years.
Yeah, that was his girlfriend at the time for 3 years, correct?
Okay.
But craziest story with a girl, bro. Let me fucking think of one for you.
Because
okay, I'll go one.
Okay, alright.
So,
Go for it.
one time, so I was, fuck, man. I don't know if I should post this because I've got a girlfriend now, so I'm talking about other girls, but fuck it, I'm just gonna say it anyway.
No, just
it's in
fuck
Brazilian
it.
instead of whatever.
Yeah,
it's on his channel.
whatever.
We're all good. Keep posting.
Yeah.
Include this bit too.
Okay.
There was this one story in there that I remember. It started off with me. So I picked up this slut from this club, and you know, I don't care what you feminists say, and you're gonna get angry at me for calling a woman a slut. You know, whatever. It is
Whatever,
what it is.
bro.
It is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Whatever. Fuck
So
it.
I picked up this slut, and I brought her home, and you know, she wasn't that great, like 7 out of 10. You know, whatever. And I snuck her in the house, and I did my thing. Now, after I finished my thing, I went and I knocked on Az's door, and I opened the door, and he was asleep, and then I pushed the girl into his room. And I'm like, there you go, like, have some fun. And then the girl was like, who is this? I'm like, oh, it's my brother. She's like, okay. And then I pushed her in there, and I closed the door, and I went back to sleep. This was like 4 a.m. in the morning. So then Az started chopping the girl, and then when he's finished, he's come and he's taken the girl, and he's thrown her back in my room. So it's 6 a.m. and he's opened the door. He goes, "Hey, bro, I finished. Yeah, she can come back." And he opened the door and he like took the girl into the room, into my room, and then went back to sleep. And I was like, "Fuck, okay, fuck." So I fucked you, and my brother's just fucked you. So fuck. And then I had to go talk to Az, and I had to bait him into taking her home because I didn't want to drive her home. So I told Az, I go, "Look, man, I'll give you $20 and I'll buy you Subway if you take this slut home. I'm really tired." So then
How old were you guys?
I was 22 and he was 19. So then you know what we did? We kept fighting. We couldn't decide who was going to drive her home.
Yeah.
So we both jumped in the car and we both drove her home together. And while we're driving in the car, we were asking her the whole time, like, whose dick tasted better and who does she prefer fucking and what was it like fucking two brothers? Does she feel like a whore? All this kind of stuff. It was really, really bad.
That's crazy.
It was really,
story,
really bad.
bro.
The feminists are really going to hate me.
I'm fucking like, I don't know what to say, man.
Bro, we're driving in the car. This is me and Az is there, and we're like literally looking at each other, like laughing, bro, laughing. And the girl's in the back's like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "Nothing."
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's
But she
crazy,
was
bro.
loving it. So
Yeah. But like, because I'm telling you this, because the picture we have from Az from Brazil, bro, it's like he's the sickest cunt in the planet, and he actually is. But like,
no, of course
he's like every girl would just like throw on him, you know, like fucking like this guy's like fucking Greek god, and then we're just jumping on him, like jumping, like he was like a magnet, something like this, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the image we got, and the image we got, like the way he was talking to us. This is like, I fuck girls every day, every night, like that's it, bro. I can fuck any girl.
I mean, it's true. It's true and it isn't. Like he always had, you know, an abundance of women, but there wasn't as many as what you guys might think.
It actually makes me happy, bro, because like Az wasn't that like
he was much more than that.
He was much more than that.
He was much more than just the girls in the party.
I mean, he was partying as well, but he knew how to respect a girl.
Yeah, like he wasn't a dickhead about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would have his fun, but when it came down to it, he was a real gentleman and really, really nice towards women. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, because like
very nice.
Some guys, they hit me on Facebook and say like, "Akla, I'm dating a girl. I don't feel like I'm leaving their legacy. I should get in shape and
that's stupid.
That's stupid, isn't it?
And I'm telling you guys now as well, like you guys are missing out on some potential awesome relationships and meeting some awesome girls if you're gonna like be stuck in the sick cunt mentality. Because like it's all well and fun to go out and travel the world and fuck girls and party and all that, but eventually everyone's gonna settle down and like leave their mark on the world and have a family and like move on and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like people shouldn't base their life and base their happiness on how many girls they can get and if they can pick up girls. That is a really shallow and an empty form of happiness.
It is, bro.
Even for a Zyzz, it was a really empty form of happiness. You know what I mean? And that doesn't give you true happiness. True happiness comes from within, you know. It's like having good connections with your friends, with your family, having like one good girl, bro, is better than 1,000 whores.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Simple as that.
I get what you mean. And like, bro, honestly, it makes me happy, bro.
Yeah.
It makes me happy because
there was a lot more to him than
that, I'm a
know?
Zyzz fan, man. Like, I'm a Zyzz fan, and like, for me, it really makes me happy to listen to it, you know? Yeah, goes into that, bro.
He was a good kid.
Goes into that, you know, because I'll say something in Portuguese, if you don't mind. Então, mano, vocês podem ver que, tipo assim, não é essa coisa que a gente pensa, né? Que, vão pegar, vão foder todo mundo, vão comer todas as mulheres. Não, mano. Eu acho que a questão mais é você saber viver um momento da sua vida da maneira que você pode, entendeu? E no dia que aparecer uma mulher na sua vida que vale a pena, não joga isso pro lado ou pro lixo como se não fosse nada, entendeu? Porque, como ele disse aqui, você pode estar perdendo a oportunidade da sua vida de conhecer uma pessoa muito legal. E pra você ver, mano, lá o Zyzz tinha lá 3 anos com a mesma pessoa, entendeu? É claro, igual ele falou, indo e vindo, né? Terminando e voltando, porque relacionamento tem isso mesmo. Mas igual eu falei pra ele, eu fico muito feliz dele falar isso, não é uma coisa que tá saindo da minha boca, mas realmente você vê que o Zyzz não era só aquilo, não. Tem muito mais coisa por trás, tem toda uma personalidade por trás daquele cara, daquela figura que a gente conhece, right? Just saying, like, there is so much more about Zyzz that we don't know, and we just keep it like, I don't know, like internet, keep it superficial.
And you know what?
You know?
I'm happy to be able to be a voice to let people know like this side of him that people didn't know, because there, honestly, man, like there really wasn't that many girls as much as what people think there was.
Yeah.
There really wasn't.
Yeah, I know, like, because like at his time he was the biggest on social media, and he was like doing really, really well. And I see those guys on social media nowadays, fuck, they go Las Vegas, man, they give parties, a lot of girls. Zyzz could have done that, but I believe he would also like take like another way, like, and in this, I think on his track he would inspire even more people like further away, because like,
of course he was,
he wouldn't go for like this kind of superficial
he was much
you know?
more to life than that. And that's kind of what like I want you guys to like kind of understand. Like, don't take everything that he says too literally or too much, like too hard. Like, just know that, like,
character, right?
Exactly. Like, just know that it was an alter ego. End of the day, Zyzz did not represent a Zyzz. You know, there were two different people. For those that knew Zyzz personally, he was a completely different person than what you saw online. You know, he was goofy, he was dorky, he was funny, he was sweet, charming. Like, if anything, you know, amongst all the confidence and all the, you know, and all the self-love and, you know, all that sort of things that he had for himself, he was also a very insecure guy. You know, he had his insecurities, he had his doubts.
Everyone doubts.
You know what I mean? He had his faults just like anyone, and he had many times in his life where he was, you know, he was down or upset or, you know, in very tough places. We never saw that side of him because he never chose to show that side of him on social media. He just chose to show
not even to you
the good things. No, not even to me, not even to his friends, not to his family, no one. He'd like to keep his feelings and his personal like love affairs with women and all that kind of secret to himself.
Kind of secret.
Yeah.
And just thought I want to make a couple of questions. Like,
it was very private like that.
I can see that. I can see that. So like that house, that big house, that was living you, him, and your parents.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. The relationship between him and his parents. Your parents.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, but they would fight a lot, like, you know, any son and mum and dad would. But you know, they had a pretty good relationship. They were very close. Okay. But it was at the stage where I think, you know, anyone around 22, they're kind of rebelling and they're kind of going crazy with your parents. Think back to when we were 22, you know, what we were like to our parents compared to what we are now. Yeah. As you get older, you're kind of like, oh shit, you know, maybe they're not too bad. They're kind of like, okay. And you kind of see your parents in a different light as you get older. So, I mean, Zyzz was very close to, you know, our parents, but I feel like he was also very distant at the same time.
Yeah, mainly because like when the fame came,
completely different lifestyles, and the parents and the family just weren't ready for the fame and everything that came with it. They weren't very supportive as well. You know, they still aren't, to be honest. So a lot of the things that Zyzz used to chase, a lot of the dreams and a lot of the things, they were always just in his head and no one else's, you know. No one really had his back or the support. He never really had support to do what he did except from his close friends. Yeah. You know, he never had support from mum and dad. He never had support from everyone else, because I think we all remember at the time, at his peak of his fame, like his love and hate was like very like 50-50. Yeah. And it's so sad that like in death that people realize what a legend he was. It's so sad. You know sad. What I mean? It's sad. It took the death of like a young man for everyone to realize like, wow, what an inspirational figure this guy was in the fitness world. And that's, you know, up until then, man, it was a lot of flack, and it was like kind of like 50-50 in terms of what you thought of the man. So your parents, they wanted him to do other things, right? Your parents, I think they are like, I think your dad is a doctor, isn't it? So my mum is a doctor, correct, and my dad is a manager at a pharmaceutical company, a logistics company actually. So he's pretty high up. So he's a genius, man. Yeah, they're pretty smart, man. Yeah. So like my parents are my parents are very book smart. Whereas Zyzz and myself are more the creative type. Yeah, actually interested about it because you mentioned it, but we didn't really go deep into it. Yep. So as girlfriends, as lost his virginity with 17 years old, which is like 1 year before he started like doing like cycling. Yep. On the bicycle. Yeah, Lance Armstrong. And his girlfriend, he started with his girlfriend like at 16 years old. What was the 19? Okay, what was the girl okay, so there are two girls here. So Ashley Heyman and Ellen Palmer. Yeah, Ash and Elle, yeah. So they were both Ashley was his girlfriend. Elle Palmer was his long-term girlfriend, the one that he was on and off for 3 years. Yeah. And Ashley was the girl, so every time, I think when Az broke up with Elle and they were on a break, he was seeing Ashley. So, yeah, they were both kind of dating at different points in time. What is the girl that broke his heart? Because he says, like one of his posts, he says like, there was a girl and then after that, he got aesthetics and then the girl saw him and then like, the girl was impressed and like... I think I know the girl. I'm not going to mention her name on the video, but it's probably one of his high school sweethearts. Okay. That he went to the formal with. I remember he was really, really skinny, and he didn't get much attention from this one girl. Okay. So when he got like, you know, really put on a bit of size and all that kind of stuff, like the girl naturally started like showing him attention, you know, and started like coming towards him like, "What's up?" But at that point, it was just like, "Nah, I'm done." It's like I'm finished, bro. It's like fuck off. So about these two girls, so Lash. She was the side one. I'd say she was a side chick, yeah. Yeah, definitely the side chick. And then Elle was the main girlfriend. Yeah. The main girlfriend. Yeah. What are they doing nowadays? I have no idea, man. You haven't spoke to them? No, I haven't spoken to them at all. We kept in contact maybe for about 2 years after Aziz passed away, and then. What actually happened was Elle Palmer. This is a pretty fucked up story actually. Okay. What actually happened was Az's best friend, you might have seen him in some of the videos and photos, Arthur Fabik, long hair. You remember seeing him in Baba's room? He's got like long light brown hair, blonde hair, Arthur Fabik. I don't. You might have seen him if I show you a photo. You might have seen him if I show you a photo. Yeah, you send me this photo. But I'll send you a photo, yeah. I'll show you anyway after this, yeah. I'll send you a photo and you can post in the video. But he was best friends with Zyzz, and when Zyzz passed away, he started sleeping with Elle, which was Az's girlfriend 3 years. Oof. And I had no idea. Everyone knew. Man. All my friends knew, like all my mates knew, no one told me. And I was actually the last person to find out. So when I found out, you can imagine, like I went I was pretty upset. And I called out. Did you speak to her? I spoke to her and I spoke to him. And I told them for them to come talk to me, otherwise it's going to get really messy. Yeah. I saw her and I spat in her face and I pushed her. And then I saw Arthur and I ran at him and I started punching and attacking him. And then after that, he moved out of his house. He used to live on my street. You know where my house is?
Your house now?
He lived 2 streets away.
Oh, okay.
2 streets away as his best friend. After that incident happened...
Was this as best friend?
Best friend. Best friend.
Even like closer than Super 2?
Best friend.
Oh, come on, bro.
Childhood friend, bro. Yeah, who did that to him
fuck,
as soon as he passed away.
That's fucked
As soon as he
up, bro.
passed away. Yeah, it's pretty
Nah,
fucked. So
that's
when that happened,
fucking shit.
I called her out for it. I told her, you're a piece of shit for doing that to him. And then I told Arthur, I'm like, you're disgusting. Like, you guys are fucked. I don't want to talk to any of you ever again. And that's that, bro. I haven't spoken or heard of him since.
Man.
Yeah.
That's shit.
That's fucked up, yeah, man.
No, but it's alright. So Ash is she a model or what?
She's just a fitness chick. I wouldn't say a model. I'm not sure exactly what she does, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been like 7 years. It's been a while.
Ash, he was more into blonde girls or brunette? What do you think? Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter.
He never discriminated.
Okay.
He liked them all sizes, shapes, colours. Black, white, fat, skinny, don't matter, you know? All girls need loving, bro.
Brazilians,
that's it, bro. All girls need loving, bro.
Fala galera, vim aqui dar um anúncio rapidinho que eu já abri as vagas do meu curso de 5 meses, na minha nova turma do curso Aprenda Inglês Sozinho 3.0. Então se você tá cansado de ler legenda aí, tem que ficar parando o vídeo toda hora, são 20 vagas promocionais para essa turma, as vagas já estão abertas, só basta ir lá e fazer a sua matrícula. Te espero lá, chega de ler legenda, até mais!